Hey, how's it going, guys? Welcome back to the channel. Jeff here, and today we're going to take a look at this NES system. So this was given to me by a friend of mine. It's sat in his garage for many years, and as you can tell, there's a lot of yellowing to this system, which kind of affects some consoles more than it does others. And I'm going to show you guys how we can do away with some of this yellowing and get some of the original color back, and get this system to where it's looking pretty decent. I wouldn't say back to normal, but pretty damn close to it. So there's a couple ways you could do this. You could buy a product that's made just for this called Retro Bright, and there's a couple different ones like that, but it's kind of expensive, and then you have to wait for shipping and stuff. That's not the way I do it. The way I'm going to show you guys here is something I've been doing for years, not only on game systems, but action figures, old electronic equipment, handhelds, the controllers. You know, you could do this on pretty much anything, any type of plastic that's getting this sort of discoloration on it. And to do this, you're going to need a few things. First off, you're going to need a big ass Ziploc bag. If you can't find a Ziploc this size, you could use saran wrap or like a plastic wrap on this, as long as it's clear. You do not want to use anything colored on this. You don't want to put it in like a shopping bag or something, because any dye that is on the bag itself can transfer into your system, and you know, like if you use a Target bag, you have a big target on your console. You don't want that. So big clear Ziploc bag. You need some gloves, as always. I just got some cheap dollar store, rubber gloves. Some kind of paintbrush or foam brush or something. This is just an old one I had laying around. You're gonna need a Phillip head to take your console apart. You're gonna have the 6 screws on the underside to take the lid off. Paper towels. Always want to keep some rubbing alcohol. And this is what I use to do the discoloration on these. And basically this is bleach cream. It's made for bleaching hair. You could buy this at pretty much any hair care store, any salon store that sells beauty products. Down here where I'm at in Louisiana, we have a retail chain called Sally's. That's where I buy this stuff. I'm not sure if they're worldwide or if that's just something here, but any hair care place would have this. This is a Salon Care brand, and it's 40 volume cream. That's what they call this stuff. It's a cream developer. You can get this stronger if you know someone with a I'm not sure what they call it, hair cutting license, beauty license, whatever it's called. 40 is the strongest consistency that Sally's would sell to me without being licensed. So I got the 40. 40 works just fine. The higher the strength, of course, the less time it's going to take for you to bleach this system. So, and you don't need this much. I always buy the big, what is this, 32 flow ounces every time I go, just because I do this quite often. So it just saves me trips. But you could buy the smallest bottle of this stuff that they have, because you don't use a whole bunch. So first thing you want to do with your console is, of course, take it apart. Get your screws off the bottom. There's 2 on each side and 2 in the center. I already took the screws out to kind of save some time. You're going to get our lid off of this thing. Just move this console aside. And the first thing I like to do really is kind of prep this surface and get dust and stuff off. So I'm going to take some paper towels. Put a little bit of rubbing alcohol on that. Just kind of go over the whole surface. just getting, you know, any dust, debris off of this thing that's loose, because it is in pretty bad shape. It's super dirty. Alright, wipe it down real good. I'm going to kind of use the dry part to just dry it off a little. Alright, we got all the dirt off of this thing. Now, for the fun part, let's put some gloves on, because you really do not want to get this stuff on your hands. It will discolor your skin. I learned that the hard way the first time I did this, and it takes a while to get off. And I'm sure some people might have some type of allergy or something to this, where it could actually you know, burn your skin and cause burns and stuff like that. So it's always better to be safe than sorry. So put you some gloves on. Alright. Open this stuff up. And you want to be careful. You don't want to get this stuff on anything really. So what I'm doing, I have 2 of these giant Ziplocs. So I actually have the console sitting on top of one of the Ziplocs, and I'm going to put it into this other one when I'm finished coating it. So you kind of want to get some kind of barrier when you're working on this stuff. You don't want to get this on your counter or anything. Sometimes I'll use like a trash bag or something like that. Let's get this stuff open. Just want to kind of glob it on there and spread it evenly. So we got a big glob on there, so we're just going to kind of spread this stuff out and just kind of, you know, put a decent amount. I mean, you don't have to go nuts with it, but you want enough to where it's going to do what it's supposed to do. So just kind of go around, make sure you get all the corners, make sure you get the top real good, all the sides. And also another thing to keep in mind, this stuff can discolor the Nintendo word on the front of the console. So I've done this a couple times, and the word, your Nintendo Entertainment System label on the front was fine. I did it other times where it took it off completely, and sometimes it just fades. It really depends on, you know, how bad your system is and how long you have to leave this stuff on there, which we'll cover here in a second. So we're just gonna get it all nice and glazed up. Make sure we're not missing any spots. Make sure we get this back there. Alright. So you got yourself all nice and greased up there. We're going to take our Ziploc, trying not to get a bunch of this stuff on the outside where I'm going to have to handle it. And you're going to pick up your lid, you're going to place that bad boy inside the Ziploc. I'm going to go ahead and seal that up, which I did not do a good job of not getting bleach on that. Okay. Set that off to the side here. Okay. Let's get our gloves off. Let's get us some paper towels and kind of clean off our Ziploc where we got the cream stuff all over it, trying to seal it. Again, this is just to keep you from coming in contact with your skin. So there we go. We're all creamed up. We got it inside of our Ziploc. Kind of clean up our mess a little bit here. Put our lid back on our cream. Okay, now for the second part of this, you have your system nice, it's all coated, you got a pretty good amount of the bleach compound on there. So what you want to do with this next is, there's really two ways you could do this. There's the expensive way, and then there's the cheap way, which is how I do it. You want to put this under UV light to cure. Now, if you have UV light, fluorescent UV lights, or light box, you could put that in there for a little while and let it shine on here. If you don't, you can do what I do and just go outside on a sunny day and sit this in the sunlight. And how I gauge that is I usually leave this outside in the sunlight for about an hour, and I'll go check on it and see, you know, how it looks, how it's coming, to determine how long I need to leave this outside for. Sometimes you can leave it outside for a little while and you'll get the color you want. Sometimes you have to leave it longer. So that's what we're going to do now. I'm going to go sit this outside for a little while, and then we'll come back in a couple hours and I'll show you guys the finished product. And keep in mind, you don't want to just put this thing outside and forget about it, because you can bleach it too much and then you get a kind of a washed out look, and it's not going to be what you want. You can't over bleach it, so you really want to kind of just keep your eye on it. Leave it out there the first hour, see how it's looking. You know, you could leave it out there an hour, take it inside, clean it off, and just, you know, get a really good look at it to see if you're happy with it. And if you're not happy with it, you could always re-bleach it and put it outside for longer. So you know, and it really depends on the console and the plastic and how deep this discoloration is. Sometimes I could leave it out there for a little while and it'll be fine, and other times I'd have to leave it out there for a couple hours to get the color we wanted. So yeah, I'm gonna go stick this outside, and we'll be back in a couple hours and we'll take a look at what happens.
3 hours later.
Alright, what's up guys? Welcome back. It has been 3 hours that we left this top outside, and as you can see, I'll do a close-up on the other camera, that this came out pretty clean, and it did not fade or Nintendo word too much. It's a little fade to it, but yeah, it's pretty good. And like I said earlier in this video, you're not going to get the original color back in these things, but this looks way better than when we first got this thing. It was super yellow. So yeah, it came out, I'm happy with it. You know, it came out really good. So I think we're good to go on this. I'm not going to do it anymore. I could probably get this a little whiter if I re-bleached it and maybe left it outside for like another hour or so, but I don't want to take the chance of actually sun bleaching it where it starts to get, you know, some spots and stuff, and that's what will happen if you leave this too long with the bleach cream on it in the sun. You'll get sun bleaching and it'll be uneven, like level of color. You would bleach beyond what the color was supposed to be, where then you're basically staining the plastic. But yeah, so there it is. Now I'm not gonna screw this thing back together yet because I still have a lot of work to do on here. I'm actually, you can probably see it better in this view. I'm gonna probably go ahead and bleach the bottom as well. It's not, I usually wouldn't fool with the bottoms with the gray, but this one's it's almost like a greenish tint on the bottom, so I'm probably gonna bleach that for a little while. But we're also gonna put a new set of pins in this guy. It actually has a game in it. I didn't notice that earlier. It's came with a copy of Excite Bike apparently. But yeah, I'm gonna do an overall clean and put a new pin header in here, and that's always a good idea if you're gonna take your system apart and do your cover to bleach the plastic. Go ahead and put a new set of pins in there. They're like $10. We have a video on the channel as well showing you how I go about putting new pins in these consoles and cleaning the main board and everything. But yeah, that's pretty much it. So yeah, just leave it outside for a couple hours. I checked on mine every hour. That took about, yeah, took me about 3 hours and a couple minutes to achieve this color from the yellow that it was. And this system was pretty bad off. In most cases, you're only going to have to leave your system outside for maybe an hour. Took a little extra for this one because it was super yellow. But yeah, we're good to go. And oh yeah, about when you take it out, just be careful. I took it out of the Ziploc. I rinsed it off in the sink. Made sure I got all of the bleach cream off, and I went ahead and wiped it down with rubbing alcohol again after I took the bleach cream off and rinsed everything thoroughly with water, just to make sure I got it all off, because you don't want to really leave that bleach cream solution on here. You want to make sure you get it all off before you put your console together. Make sure there's none on the inside. So yeah, just wash it all off. Make sure you put your glove back on. You know, you don't want to touch that cream stuff with your hands. So anyway, that's it. I hope I help somebody out there if you want to kind of give your system a fresh look. And thank you guys for watching. Feel free to like and subscribe to the channel. And until then, I'll catch you guys later.